Today is Friday, October 24th, 2025. On March 11 of this year, I bought this Orbea bicycle. It's an Orbea Onna mountain bike. It's a 1x12. Everything is mostly Shimano Deore, except for the freewheel and the cassette. After about 5 to 10 rides, the cassette came loose. I went to the shop where I bought the bicycle, and the guy said it's normal for the cassette to be a little loose, which is of course nonsense. Anyway, I went back home, I went to another shop, and then I found out why everything is loose. So I brought the bicycle back to the bicycle shop, and it took till June 6th, so 3 full months for them to fix it. And I wasn't in town. I came back in October this month, and I went on about 4 to 5 rides with it, and now the cassette is completely loose again. And the main problem, as you will see, is that the freewheel and the cassette, they do not match. The freewheel is a Shimano HyperGlide, and the cassette is a Chinese SunRace 12-speed cassette. And the ridges and the grooves, they simply don't match, so there's play in all directions. And of course, if there's a little play, that little play will turn into a lot of play after, a very short time. In my case, after around 5 rides on the bicycle. If you had an original Deore 12-speed cassette, you would need micro spline on the freewheel, as far as I understand it. But to save money, they probably put in a cheaper Chinese cassette with this HyperGlide free wheel, and they don't match. So you can do whatever you want to. So in the shop, they exchanged the cassette and the entire rim with that free wheel. But that doesn't help, because the two simply don't work together, and they will always, the cassette will always start to wobble. You can repair it as often as you want to, it will never work. In April, I sent an email to Orbea in Spain. I'm in Mexico, I'm in Querétaro, Mexico, so there's not a lot I can do. And Orbea just said, no, it's not our problem, go to the shop where you bought the bicycle. The bicycle shop told me, no, we don't take the bicycle back, we'll repair it. I told them, you can repair it, it'll happen again. And exactly that happened. They repaired it, I went on 5 rides, and now the cassette is loose. That's why I'm making the video, so I can send the link to Orbea, and so that everyone can see that it doesn't work. This is the Orbea Onna 12-speed mountain bike. It's size XL, and I bought it on March 11, 2025, this year. So this year, March. The components are nearly all Shimano Deore, right? The brake lever is Shimano. The other one is Shimano. The gear thing is Deore. So the level of the 12-speed is Deore. Let's look at it from the other side. So here's the same bicycle, Orbea Onna. That's what it's called, right? Onna, that's the model. It's size XL, and here you see it's Orbea. It's black. So everything is Shimano except for this. I don't know what this thing is called. This wheel in the front, it's something else, and the crankset is also not Shimano. It's probably something cheaper. This is no problem, right? It'll still work. And the derailleur is also Shimano Deore. So everything is Shimano Deore except for this free wheel, or the axle. I don't know what it's called, right? It's Shimano, but it's not Shimano Deore. It is HyperGlide, if you want it. And the cassette is also not from Shimano. It's a SunRace Chinese cassette, which is a 12-speed cassette, and the problem is that it is always loose and it never works. It has just been repaired. So in March I bought the bicycle, and after riding it about 10 times within 1 month, the cassette was completely loose. Then I sent it, they took it in for repair. It took many weeks. Then I don't know what they did, I wasn't here, I left town, and now it's October, I came back. I went out on the bicycle about 5 times, and now it's loose again. Right, so the axle is a HyperGlide, and this is a SunRace 12-speed. And it turns out that the splines don't match, right? So the cassette doesn't really match the doesn't really fit very well onto that axle, which is why there's a onto the free wheel, right, the part that's on the outside, which is why it has a lot of play and it gets loose very quickly, and so it's completely unusable. You can repair it as often as you want. It's the technical design of having this HyperGlide free wheel with this 12-speed SunRace cassette. The two just do not work together, so you can do whatever you want to, it will never work. This clip is from April 2025 and it shows that the SunRace 12-speed cassette has a lot of play on the Shimano HyperGlide free wheel. The two do not match. Here you can see why the cassette will always wobble. So the free wheel has ridges and the cassette has matching grooves. And the smallest ridge determines, how the cassette is put onto the free wheel. Then you have three kind of matching big ridges. But then you have two smaller ridges, but the cassette has big grooves. And apart from that not matching, there's a lot of play between the cassette and the free wheel. So it will always wobble. And these are only the first 10 gears. The last two sprockets are separate little sprockets. We'll see those in a minute. So when we add the two last sprockets for the two biggest gears, they are also loose. You can see this, right? They wobble by themselves. This is the Shimano HyperGlide freehub. This is the 12-speed SunRace cassette. We're looking at the 10 cogs, and they're held together by a screw. You can see the end of the screw here. This is where you would tighten it with your screwdriver. It's a Torx T7, like a tiny little screw, and you're only supposed to tighten it hand tight. And the two biggest gears, the two little additional sprockets, they are just, you just put them on top of you add them afterwards. So the screw holds those first 10 sprockets, cogs, but it always loosens, right? There's no Loctite or anything on the screw, and I'm not going to put anything on it because I'm not the bicycle mechanic. And so the cassette itself already doesn't work because the sprockets in themselves become loose, because that screw always loosens. It always gets loose. After about 5 rides, like, the whole thing just falls apart.